Hi Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your March 2020 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. So let's dive right in now, Libra, and see how this time frame will be affecting you. And do know that this reading goes from March 9th, which is the day of the full moon, to April 9th, which is the day of the next full moon. So it's from full moon to full moon. All right, so I'm going to be moving your Queen of the Moon cards and your Moonology cards over to the side. These will be layered on top of the tarot to really let Luna speak for herself and show you how the moon will be interacting with you emotionally during this time. I have everything set out all right here. And this is a really exciting moon because on the day of the full moon, we're coming out of Mercury retrograde, which is amazing. And this is also a supermoon. There is the spring equinox on March 19th. New moon is on March 24th. And this is just a time of really powerful movement forward. So let's see here. How will Libra be affected by the March 2020 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the March 2020 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the March 2020 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the March 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, 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 show me clearly. Fantastic. At the center of everything, we have the Page of Cups, which is brilliant. That's a water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. You're crowned by the Seven of Wands. Then we have the Hanged Man. You are definitely seeing things differently than everybody else. The Six of Pentacles right here. The Ace of Wands, so God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing you a gift of passion, of creativity. And there's a warning here not to use it in frustration, okay? That's definitely what I'm seeing. Yeah. Backed up and reiterated with the Five of Wands. And then we have the Ten of Cups, which is lovely. That is, and they all live happily ever after. Five of Cups, repeat of the number 5. This is a freedom number. This is also saying that things will be resolved rather easily. And it might not feel easy in the time, but it means that things get resolved rather quickly during this time period. Then you have the Empress. And you have the moon, which is a Pisces energy. So you have a very strong Pisces presence here. Time frame February 19th to March 20th. But this is very much saying, because I'm seeing the Empress with her hand on her pregnant belly, and the moon very much showing the full moon. So here there's something that is kind of being birthed forward in your life at this time. There's something that you are creating, cultivating, seeing in a new way and through new power. Now, with this moon, the Queen of the Moon cards call the full moon power. So the full moon amplifies our power. It's also going to be a time where it's reflected for you. What is done during the day is reflected at night, because of course the moon reflects the sun's light. So here there is a power, there is a force, there is a dignity to you. And then we have the full moon in the Moonology saying surrender to the divine. So as you are moving yourself forward, as you are surrendering to what you divinely want and desire, there is also a sense here of claiming a voice that could have been forgotten. I'm just really seeing Lilith from, okay, so in rabbinic teachings, they talk about, because in the first chapter of the Bible, man and woman is created in the image and likeness of God. And then the next chapter, woman is created from man's rib. So the rabbis would say, why? Why is this like this? So they had the first wife of Adam be Lilith. And Lilith either becomes a demon or, yes, she becomes a demon in rabbinic teaching. She, snatches away babies at night. And so you'd put up little charms to protect your infants against her. But she can also be seen as the first person to say, you know what, I am moving forward the way that I need to, the way that I want to. And that's really the power that I see you coming into, Libra. It's like, this is what I desire. This is what I want. And just because I'm saying that I won't be subservient, it does not mean that I am less than or get to be labeled as demonic. So here, there is a sense of kind of going against the grain just a little bit during this time, Libra, and finding your balance, embracing your truth. And as you do so, you're divinely guided, because I'm just seeing her coming out of the black calla lily. And it's kind of like coming out of a place of mourning to embrace your throne, to embrace your power. And then this moves us to the fact that this full moon is in Virgo. Now, the full moon in Virgo is a very intense moon. You're also going to find that you're going to be very picky with the energy that you want around you, because Virgos can be very picky. You know, they want quality, they want the prosperity. And so that's what you're going to be moving towards during this time. This is also going to be a time where you organize, clean, and it can be the organizing of thoughts, the cleaning up of your own mind, sitting there and saying, okay, things need to be organized through meditation, mindfulness. Oh my gosh, Libra, for you, mindfulness will be absolutely empowering, because by embracing yourself, by embracing what you desire, you're going to see yourself falling into balance. And then with this full moon in Virgo energy around you, this is the helpfulness that comes there. This is the sense of, giving yourself a helping hand forward, but also be very mindful who you extend your hand to during this time. Because I remember being told once by this really brilliant woman, and she said, if you pull somebody out of their pit of darkness, okay, if you give them your hand to pull them out, she said, you better beware that they can pull you right into that pit with them. And then both of you are in the pit and there is no light. And that is going to be something that's going to be very important for you here, Libra, because the supermoon says emotions run high. And the supermoon has us really focusing on our emotional relationships, all right? Having us focus on what we desire within our lives, within ourselves. And so you're really going to be drawn to helping people up, to saying, okay, I have not the answers, but I have some sort of realization to these questions. And I would like to help people along, but be very mindful who you're helping during this time, or how much of your energy you are investing, because they can pull you down. And that would be something that just is going to be rather devastating, rather hurtful for you. So know here that during this time, moving yourself forward, finding your balance, embracing your light, because this is a time of really embracing the goddess Hestia in Greek mythology. And what I love about her is the Olympians, once they defeated the Titans, they needed they needed the same amount of gods and goddesses in Olympia, right? On the throne, like the main gods. And so with Hestia, there were extra goddesses. There was one extra goddess to the gods. And so there was this big fight. Who was going to give up their title? Did they kick out, did they also take out gods? Did they only make it so that there was one main god and one main goddess? What was it going to be? And Hestia said, you know what? I don't want another war. We just came out of a war. Now it is time for there to be peace. And she said, I'm going to step down. I don't want this. I never wanted this, really. And I'm going to move forward and be the goddess of the hearth that I am. And because of that, because of her saying, you know what? I know my limitations. I know what I desire from life. She had a shrine in every single house. The hearth is still a place where people gather. And here with the full moon, it's attraction. And for her, it's attracting, what Hestia teaches us is, what do we want to attract? What do we want to fight for? What is of the main importance to us? Because during this full moon, this is the worm full moon, all right? And it is a time where the worms, bring the soil to life, can start moving through the soil if you're in the northern hemisphere in a cold climate, because the earth starts to thaw. If you're in the southern hemisphere, it's when the worms start to go to sleep, And here you have the blanket of the earth coming over her. So if you're in the southern hemisphere, the worm moon for you is very much a time of introspection. It's a time of being in the womb, just like winter is a time of being in the womb. And if you are in the northern hemisphere, this is a time of being birthed forward. This is a time of action. This is a time of seeing what you desire and having been ruminating on it through the winter months. And now you're sitting there and you're like, okay, I see kind of how I want to put things together. And you're going to be really drawn forward towards putting things together the way that they are right for your soul and yourself. And you're attracting the answers. So listen to your intuition. Listen to yourself during this time. Because during the new moon, which is on the 24th of March, you are embracing a new time, a new beginning. You walk through this portal. And what I love about this is because, especially since we have the spring equinox coming on the 19th, you are either walking through to the spring equinox, right? Or you're walking through to the fall equinox if you're in the southern hemisphere. And so you are starting to fall into a season. You are starting to fall into either a time of hibernation or a time of harvest. And as you are doing so, the new moon is in Aries. So the new moon being in Aries, it says this is a time to take action. This is a time to really look at what you want, what you desire, and move forward in that power and in that truth, because the new moon is a new start. And you are seeing that new start coming. You're kind of seeing things wiped clean, the slate, made afresh, because the full moon brings us kind of like a torchlight on what we have accomplished, what we haven't accomplished, what we want to achieve from the last lunar cycle or from our lives in general. And now you're really looking at things and saying during the new moon on the 24th of March, you're saying, how do I move forward? How do I get to where it is that I want to be? What is the power that I want within my life? How is it that I am going to go about accomplishing my goals? And this is going to be really powerful for you because the next full moon on April 7th is in Libra. So this says right here, a win-win outcome is forecast. You are moving towards a win-win outcome. You are moving towards a harmony and an abundance and a sense of balance being one of your greatest allies. And as you move towards this full moon in Libra in April, you are calling on your wisdom. You are calling on your power, because here, the totem animals for this time, the spirit animals for this time, for March, it's the wolf and the whale. For April, it's the wolf and the hawk. So the wolf totem, the wolf spirit animal, says turn knowledge into wisdom. So if you see the image of a wolf, or if you see a wolf, this is divinity tapping you on your shoulder, spirit tapping you on your shoulder and saying, remember that you are turning knowledge into wisdom, that everything that you have been through, everything that you have gathered is making you wise. All right? And I know that we don't value wisdom anymore. We sit there and we look at elders and we, go, oh my gosh, that's scary. We're closer to death and everything like that. And it just seems like our world is about stopping aging, stopping wisdom from coming forward. But if you look at it with the respect that it deserves, if you look at it and say, wow, look how much I have been through. Look at how I have fallen. Look at the mistakes that I have made. But look at the power that I have to move forward. That's what the wolf spirit is really saying here. And then that moves you to the whale spirit, which says, trust the great mysteries. There are great mysteries around us every single day. We like to figure everything out. We like to have the answers. We like to know the questions. But really during this time, not knowing is going to be one of the most powerful things that you have in your arsenal. Not knowing is going to move you forward, saying there are greater mysteries out there. There are greater truths out there than I realize. And as you do so, when you get into April, you're going to start really feeling the hawk spirit around you, which says, let spirit be your guide. Let spirit guide you forward. Let spirit be a part of your heart, your mind, your soul, and yourself. Because you have the Page of Cups right at your heart right here. Again, this is a water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, but this is also a sense of you filling your cup, of you being a student of what your heart desires. You're really going to be listening to your heart during this time, Libra. And that's so important to you because relationships are so important to you. Love is so important. So you're coming to things not as you're coming to things two ways. One, yes, with maturity, with wisdom, with, knowledge gain. But you're also going to be looking at things through kind of a childlike innocence, through this sense of learning, discovering, looking deeper at things and not being afraid to ask the questions, not being afraid to, sit there and push yourself out of your comfort zone, because your heart is so important to you. And it is going to be, and it is most definitely, Libra, your guiding force. And this leads you to the Empress. And what I love about the Empress is she always makes me think of the Empress Theodora, which is one of my heroes in history because she was just so terribly fierce. She did not care. She started off as a prostitute because that was the only occupation open to women back in the ancient world, that or a priestess. But she started off as a prostitute, and she was a performer, she was an entertainer, she worked her way up through society, and then she met the Emperor Justivus. Josephus? Yes. Justinius. There we go. That's it. And they fell in love. They got married. And Justinius was a little bit more wishy-washy than Theodora was. And Rome was burning. And he said, you know what, we have to leave. We have to protect ourselves. We have to, take care of us. And she said to him, I'm not leaving. I am not leaving. If you leave, you leave. Don't come back because I got this. And that's the force that you brought to the situation. And that's the force that I see you bringing to the situation here. I'm not giving up on me. I'm not leaving. I'm not hiding who I was and who I am. And I'm moving forward, pregnant with possibilities, bounty, understanding, moving towards this harvest. And with the spring equinox, you're really going to see, especially in the northern hemisphere, in the southern hemisphere also, because a harvest coming in and everything like that. No, southern hemisphere also here. You are moving forward towards what you desire, but you are going to have an influx of inspiration during this time. Listen to your heart, because Libra, you're going to sit there and want to logic it out. You're going to sit there and think, oh, I'm being too emotional. I have to make a chart. I have to make a plan. Let your air sign energy show. I mean, really seriously, let yourself go with the wind. Let yourself flow and dance and be and just breathe, because you're going to be moving forward towards prosperity, towards bounty. And this leads you to the Seven of Wands, where you're going to think at times, because logic is going to get into the way of things, you're going to think, oh my gosh, I have to reason it out. Oh my gosh, people have to understand. People have to accept me. I'm just not doing a good job. And so you're going to be defensive, or you're going to sit there and think, oh my gosh, this is a battle. And just, what is it? It's a Dr. Seuss saying. I believe it is a Dr. Seuss saying. Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. Let that be your mantra for this time. And walk away from those who you feel you have to fight. This isn't rolling over and playing dead. This isn't saying give up on your dreams and, just let people walk all over you. Fight when you have to. But don't make every moment a battle, because people just aren't going to understand. Why? You have the Hangman here. You're seeing things so differently than other people, or you're coming to things so differently than other people, that it could almost feel like you're speaking two different languages. But the frustration comes because you know that you're not. All right. So there's not going to even be that sense of, giving a little bit like, oh, okay, I understand where we're having the problem here. No, you're going to be like, what the heck's going on? And it's going to be the fact that you're not seeing things the same way that they are. And it can be this water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, where you have a bit of a trouble with. But it's also somebody with who's, okay, so it's saying here with the Five of Cups, change your mind and change your life. Change what you are looking at, change what you are focusing on, and you're changing your whole entire existence. You're changing the way that you propel yourself forward, right? So with this energy, it doesn't have to be a water sign energy. It can be somebody who's very emotional, all right? And it can be somebody who is coming to this situation, to this, passion that you have, but they're coming to it through emotion. They're not thinking of it as you are thinking of it, or you're coming to it from emotion, and they're coming to it from logic. And it's like you guys are missing each other, trains in the night kind of thing. So here, as you move forward, here as you go after what you desire, you are going to find that a change of perspective is going to be really valuable to you. It's kind of like having the beginner's mind in Buddhism, coming to things from a beginner's mind, with a beginner's mindset. It's like you haven't been doing this forever, even if you have. Step back, detach yourself just a little bit, and then move forward towards your passion, towards your power, because you're seeing things with new eyes. You're embracing this innocence, and you're filled with this creativity and this power, which leads you to the Ace of Wands. Now, the Ace of Wands is a gift from divinity. Now, I don't have you taking it yet, though you may very well in the subconscious message at the end. But what I have the warning of here is don't use this gift of passion, of creativity, as a weapon to, defend yourself against hurts and pains and other people's opinions. This is a gift for you. And it is not a gift to be shown to others. And I know that sounds maybe a bit odd. I know we live in an age where we share everything with everyone and everything is posted and, edited and everything like that. But here, this is a gift just for you. And it's at your roots. And it has here the strong Pisces energy with it. And what it is here, and what I love, is that she's playing with this lobster. It's like this lobster is her pet. And so what would be overwhelming for others, Libra, you are not going to find overwhelming for you. you're going to find it as your pet. You're going to find it as, yes, it has claws. Yes, it bites, but there's beauty here. And you're moving forward in this beauty. You are embracing your passion and your power. You are moving towards what you desire. And as you do so, the moon is really going to help you. So you might very well find that at night you have more inspiration. At night, especially during your dreams, okay? If you can keep a dream journal, that would be absolutely beneficial to you. Or if you sit quietly in meditation under the light of the moon, like just at night, you don't have to be outside, though that would be really great if you could be, just that fresh air coming in. You are going to find that you move forward and away from fears because you have this passion, you have this creativity moving you, guiding you. And as you do so, the warning when the moon shows up, when the Pisces energy shows up, is do not let yourself be afraid. Do not let fear, well, okay, you can't help when you're afraid, right? But do not let yourself be ruled by fear. Let the fear come, understand it, but move yourself forward from it. Move yourself towards what you desire, what you want, what your heart longs for. And don't sit there and try to logic it out or try to define everything, right? Let yourself move and flow with this brilliance. Because the Five of Wands is saying here, there's going to be an internal battle, questioning, doubt, fear, apprehension, overwhelmed. And I like the progression from the 5 to the 6. And so here, with the 6 of Pentacles, there is going to be during this time a sense of being pulled in many different directions. You know, can you go this way? Can you go that way? Everybody wants a piece of you. And you want to do everything for everyone. Why? Because you're a Libra. You want to keep the balance. You want to keep the harmony. But here, this is needing a symbiotic relationship. This is needing not only to give, but to have somebody fill up your cup. It's a give and a take, right? And as you have this chaos coming in, now this could be an argument that starts off as something small and just kind of escalates into something big because you feel taken advantage of. This could be something internally where there's this chaos, there's this doubt, there's this fear. And as you step back, you need to step back a little bit here, Libra. It's going to be for your own personal and mental health that you need to step back and you need to embrace what is right for you. And you also need to look at taking time for yourself, taking care of yourself, you know, making sure that you're just not giving and giving and giving, that there are the scales balanced, because the Six of Pentacles for me is my minor arcana justice card, which is you in the minor arcana. And so here it's kind of like if you're always filling up everybody else's cups, right, and you never fill up your pitcher, where does the water go? Do you have water for yourself? And the answer is no. If you're so busy giving to everybody else, your cup, your pitcher will be dry, will be empty, and you will be overwhelmed, sad, feeling left out, alone, disjointed. And so here it is making sure that, you know, with everything that we do, we cannot make sure that the person, you know, gives, the give and take is even. Sometimes the give and take, you know, with children, with work, can be completely out of balance. But it's keeping those boundaries. You can't have the boundaries, of course, with children, but having the boundaries will work. Saying, you know what, I need to prioritize. I can't do everything, and I need to look at it this way. You know, maybe even taking some things off your plate for your own personal well-being would be absolutely beneficial. You know, having that balance of work and home life, that is going to be something that is really quite spectacular for you. And then it moves you towards the Empress. It moves you towards seeing the possibilities that you have and being able to have this relationship that grows you, as well as, you know, that nurtures you, as well as you nurture it. Very much the worm moon coming into play here, with the worm lives within the soil, right? But the worm is what makes the soil rich and nourished. Yeah, and that's what you need here in order to move forward and to really harness the power of this moon, to go after what you desire, to go after what it is that you want, to not live in fear, but live in joy and in prosperity. This then leads you to the Ten of Cups, happiness. This is my "and they all live happily ever after" card. There's happiness, there's joy, and it doesn't have to be everybody else's definition of happiness, and it doesn't mean that it's coming all at once. It can be that you are steadily and assuredly working towards it. And it can also be that your happiness, you might see it as something very different than everybody else. Do not define yourself by other people, and do not live in their truth. Live in your own. Even if it might seem weird and crazy and, you think you're being silly, you're not. You're being powerful and beautiful. And just because you're not like everybody else, it does not mean you have to lose yourself in order to have the happiness come in. You are moving towards your goals, your power, your passion, and your truth. And as you do so, the way that you're seeing the world is changing. Because you are changing your mind and you are creating your whole entire life. So let's see what the Queen of the Moon cards have to say. How will Libra be affected by the March 2020 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the March 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Ooh, fantastic. Oh, goodness. Okay, there we go. And then the Moonology cards. How will Libra be affected by the March 2020 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the March 2020 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the March 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Ooh, there you shine through. New moon in Libra. So at the heart of everything is the unexpected. So as you're learning, as you're understanding, as you're taking in the knowledge with the Page of Cups, as you're opening up your heart, you are embracing the unexpected. And as you embrace the unexpected, you start to move forward. You start to see doors opening that were once shut. You start to trust yourself more than you have before. And as you do so, you have the gibbous moon, which says you are close to achieving your goals. And you are. You are close to achieving your goals, to having your harvest, to moving forward in your power. And as you are close to this achievement, a change comes over you. And the change leads you to kind of shaking everything up. So don't put down your wand at all. Hold firm, hold fast, because you are literally right here moving planets, you are moving mountains. And as you are changing things, keep yourself defended, but don't give away your energy, okay? There is nothing going to be gained through a battle, okay? That is really just what I'm seeing here. There is nothing going to be gained through a battle. What is going to be gained is knowledge, understanding, but if you think, oh my gosh, I'm going to change their mind about things, or I'm going to have them see me in a different light, or I'm going to be able to push this forward, it's just not going to happen. So know here with the Seven of Wands and the change that's coming in, the change is going to be something that kind of sweeps you up in it, and something that you are astoundingly passionate about. This then moves you to the new moon in Aquarius, which is telling you bring love into the situation as you change your mind and you change your whole entire life, because you have the Two of Cups right here. You have the Minor Arcana Lovers card, and you have that love within you, flowing through you and guiding you forward. Spirit is really saying, you know what you love. Even if it seems silly, even if it seems insignificant, it's not. Change your mind and focus on that love, because it's moving you towards the path that you want, towards what you desire and what you need, as you have this gift of new beginnings coming, as you have this gift of passion and creativity and, focus and desire and, kind of this vitality of self moving you forward. It moves you to the void of course, which, when talking about fear here, with the full moon, all right, because this can be amplified. It says nothing will come of this situation. The void of course is a tricky thing, because the void of course always has things happening kind of contrary to the way that we expected it to happen. So here with this moon, it can be that you have something planned for this moon. You think, okay, it's going to go this way, and it winds up being a bit of a trickster on you. It winds up going a bit of a different way. But as you are moving forward, as you are embracing your passion in yourself, you are going to realize that there's a freedom in nothing will come of this. There's a freedom in this isn't, life altering. Because once you let go of the anticipation of this is life altering, you can actually walk into a life altering experience, a powerful wisdom, beautiful experience that moves you forward in love and an understanding that has you really following your soul and yourself. And it moves you towards self-reflection. You're seeing things differently. You're seeing yourself differently. And as you reflect upon yourself and your soul, there's a chaos that is eliminated from your life. It doesn't mean that it won't come back, because chaos tends to come back. But it is a sense of, I'm not having this be a part of me. I'm not having this be my defining factor. And as you embrace this self-reflection, you see the chaos starting to die away, or the burdens that you have carried, the guilt, the sorrow, the pain that you have carried, it starts to lessen. Because you're like, yes, hindsight is 2020. Yes, I could have done things differently and I could have done things better. But this is the path that I was supposed to walk. And this is where I was supposed to be. And this is who I am. And as you embrace that, you have the waxing moon, which says, what do you need to release? What do you need to release to have the wealth coming in? What do you need to release to have the balancing of the scales be a part of yourself and your soul? Because once you see that, you are empowered, you are invigorated, and you start really moving forward. You know that you are close to achieving your goals, and you know that nothing will come of the fear of the goals. You know that nothing will come of fighting for it. Okay, there isn't going to need to be kind of like, Boudica charging down the hill, saying, I'm defending this, I'm fighting for this. There is just this gentle energy around you where you will really find that a sweetness to life brings you more happiness and more power and more prosperity than you could possibly have imagined. And this moves you to release. You are carrying the world tree on your back. You are carrying everything that you want to grow and develop. And as you release, you find your happiness. You find your joy. You walk into your happily ever after. This leads you to a new romantic cycle beginning with the new moon in Libra. This leads you to very much embracing you as you see things differently, as you move forward with your heart, as you have your heart and your mind coming together. And why is this important? Because we are emotional beings. As much as we would like to think that we are, logical beings, or as much as we would like to say that emotion and logic has nothing to do with us and we can transcend it all, I really personally believe that we come from the place of the heart. And our heart doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be logical, and it isn't logical most of the time. And so here, as you embrace the new romantic cycle, as you embrace a new cycle of love, you start seeing the world completely differently. And you start being empowered by that vision, which moves you to bringing love into the situation. And it moves you to knowing that you are close to achieving your goals. Now, your subconscious message for this whole entire reading is the 4, there we go, of cups. You're looking at one thing, you're focusing over here. Divinity, your angels, your spirit guides, pouring blessings over your head. Blessings are coming to you, whether you're ready for them or not. And this is going to be a part of yourself. It's going to seep into your very pores. So know here that yes, you need to step back. Yes, you need to take care of yourself. But divinity is going to be guiding you in a way that you hadn't anticipated. But that is absolutely beautiful. And then this leads you to your subconscious, Queen of the Moon card, which is wisdom. Wisdom is a part of you during this time. And as you embrace your wisdom, as you reach for your stars, you realize that you have worked through your fears with the new moon in Scorpio. You have worked through your fears, and you are bolder, braver, and better than you could ever have imagined. All right, Libra. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you, and I love you all. Bye.